you. All right. Can you see my screen now, everyone?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri
Shri Krishna.
Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Alright, so for the sake of time, I kept the prayer short. So let's get started. 4.36 Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, called Transcendental Knowledge. And we are reading from 36th sloka. So everyone can repeat after me. Api chedasi papebhya
Apichedasi papebhya
sarvebhya papakritama kritatama
sarvebhya
Purushottam.
sarvajnana plavaneve
Sarvajnanave.
vrijinam santarisyasi.
Vijinam Santarishyasi.
The translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Even if you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, when you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, you will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries. Purport. Proper understanding of one's constitutional position in relationship with Krishna is so nice that it can at once lift one from a struggle of existence, which goes on in the ocean of niceness. This material world is sometimes regarded as ocean of niceness and sometimes as blazing forest. In the ocean, however expert a swimmer one may be, the struggle for existence is very severe. If someone comes forward and lifts the struggling swimmer from the ocean, he is the greatest savior. Perfect knowledge received from Supreme Personality of Godhead is the path of liberation. The boat of Krishna consciousness is very simple, but at the same time most sublime. Hare Krishna. So, so far what we have been reading, if you go back in your book and a little review. So last week, if you remember, last week we were talking about different type of sacrifices and what happens when people perform this sacrifice. And Krishna tells, even to be happy in this world, we have to do so many sacrifice. And then what about next? For sure, in next life, we have to prepare now. And he says that all these sacrifices were approved by Vedas, and they are for different type of people, depending on how much knowledge they have. And just by knowing this, you can become liberated. And then Krishna says, O chastiser of enemy, we were talking that sacrifice performed in knowledge is better than mere sacrifice of material possessions. So Krishna was emphasizing that if you are doing any kind of sacrifice, then you should know the purpose behind it. Because if you don't know the purpose behind it, it's not that useful. And how do you know the purpose of anything you do in life? So then we read that just try to learn truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. So then Krishna suggests that approach a spiritual master and inquire submissively and render service, do some service. And since they have practically experienced the knowledge, they can tell you exactly what is right, what is wrong. And what happens if you get a knowledge from a spiritual master? Then you will never fall again in such illusion or confusion, right? Because why? Because you will see everywhere God, and you will see everyone is yours because you are part of the God. Therefore, everything belongs to. You. And then you will not envy anyone, you will not compare with anyone. And Krishna says, even if you consider yourself as the most sinner, if you take this boat of spiritual knowledge or Krishna conscious knowledge under the guidance of expert navigator, your spiritual master, you can easily cross over the ocean. And right now we are discussing ocean and the swimmer. So one may be very expert swimmer. You may be Olympics winner in swimming, but that could be in a small pond, 100-meter race, 500-meter race of swimming. But if you take that person in ocean, however expert swimmer you may be, in ocean nobody can survive except fishes. Fishes can survive. A tiny fish can survive in ocean, but even a big elephant will die in ocean. Because why? I'm asking. So why elephant will die in ocean, but the fish will survive?
The ocean is very big. Everybody has
Yes.
got its own properties, no? You can't compare one person with another person.
Yes. So the body of the fish is designed to survive in
Yes,
in
body is
ocean.
designed and different person has got different
Yeah.
type of designs. That's why.
Yes. But somebody can say, a person can say, I'm the expert swimmer. I can swim. But then when you go into ocean, it's useless because how long you will swim? At some point you will drown. Because so why? Why? Because it is so big. It's so vast. Even the big ships, Titanic sink. When the Titanic ship was made, they declare that even the God cannot sink this. And then in the first voyage it sink. So they challenged the God when they made the Titanic. But in the first voyage itself, it sink in the ocean. Nobody, almost everybody died there. So, and there is a whole movie and the whole series, whole things are written. So, likewise, in this world, we may think that I'm very expert. I'm very expert person. I know how to survive. I know how to deal with this world. But this is so vast, and there is already so many problems, right? You heard the news that in Washington D.C. A plane crash
Yes,
day before
okay.
yesterday. There was a plane crash in D.C. All 67 people died immediately. They crashed in the river, Potomac River. And we think that America is the most advanced country, and they have the best of the best technology. But how can a plane crash in capital DC? Actually, it's not widely in the news. If same thing would have happened in India, it would have been like all the aviation industry could have been blamed, right? Like everything is bad. But in DC, it's hardly heard even like what happened. So, anyways, but the thing is, what I'm trying to say, any kind of facility, the best of the best facility you may have, it is prone to fail. Okay. So, why it fails? Because it is not compatible. Most of things, even this body is not compatible to survive in this world. That's why we have to take so much precaution. We have to eat nicely, maintain this body nicely, protect it nicely, take so many medicine. Why? Because it is not good to survive in this world. Did you ever saw any animal or fish taking any medicine? The fish does not have a clinic. All the fishes go to a clinic and they have a doctor, MD, or they have a nice insurance. You go and pay your bills.
Mind.
So the reason we have this so many problem because we don't follow the rules set for us, but the animals follow the rules set for them because they are kind of conditioned to follow. That the fish will only able to live in water. Even if you take saltwater fish and put into freshwater fish, it will not survive because they don't like even changing the water. But we humans, we are so intelligent. We misuse our intelligence, and we are trying to survive even in space, which is not compatible with us. In the ocean, in everywhere, humans are ubiquitous because actually we were given this Varnashram institution. We were given to live a simple life. You know, we have so much intelligence and energy. We should be focusing our energy and time to exit out of this ocean of nonsense. It's just crazy world out there. But we don't know how to exit out. The only way people know to exit is to commit suicide. They think that if I killed my body, I would be out of this world. They think because they think there is no world beyond this life. This is it. This is done. You know. So they commit suicide because they think I'm gonna exit. But they don't know in next life you'll be something ghost or something. Who knows? Nobody. Because you don't wanted this body, the God will give you no body. So nobody allotted to you because you killed this body. It's like if your kid destroy a car, you will not give any car. You will say, okay, live without car now. Because you destroyed this car, what is the point of giving you a car? Right? So because we misuse our independence, we have so much artificially created or changed our life that we have so many disease because we don't live natural way of life. We don't able to sleep nicely, eat nicely, relax nicely. There is a constant anxiety, pressure, fear of future. There's so much. So, and the root cause of all of this is because we think we are the owner, we are the controller. If I don't do it, this world will finish, as if that you created it. You know, like why you think that if you're not there, it will end. Despite we see so many people die every day, and the world continues working. We think if I will die or I will finish, then this world will stop because we think that we are the governor of false. It's a false. If you I used to do this exercise, and I'd also advise you to do. This is not pessimistic or negative. If you just sit down and think, what happens if I die today? Okay, what will happen? Just pause for a moment and think, what will happen if I die today? What impact it will have in the world? Because
No,
this exercise to make you humble. Then you will see, if you just think, I'll giving you a template, you will see, except few people, nothing will change. And some people may feel pain, but after few months, even they will be fine. Yeah, just few months, even they will not remember you. I'll tell you example how. You have seen your own parents or family member, somebody died. Nobody in family member even remembers when they died, what happened after few months. The life goes on. The life goes on. I mean, nobody will be impacted. Whom we think that they are dependent on me, even our kids, our most closest friend, they also will go on. The life goes on. They will find someone else to survive, isn't it? If you close your eyes and just think that, does anything change? My employer will hire a new person in next week. They will release a job description. Hire whom you are dying day and night. You're thinking that, oh, this is my life. The
nobody.
employer will immediately advertise new position. Okay, your relatives will mourn for a few weeks, some of them, but actually nobody cares, and they will just say, but that, until they get hit, they don't care. This is the reality. Your family members, yes, your wife, kids, few months. I have seen practically. I have seen practically. Someone died in his family, even though young age. After few months, nobody even want to remember because it's a bad feeling. It makes you depressed. So you try to avoid even remembering them. Just don't want to remember anything. and and the money and bank balance we accumulated so much hard work day and night will be taken away. Nothing will go with you. So then you realize how worthless I am. What is my value in this world? So this is not to make you depressed, or this makes you humble. That why I have so much ego and so many things, but I keep thinking, oh, this is it. If I don't do this, will not survive. This will not survive. I don't have time. I'm busy. I'm this. I'm that. But the positive side is that if you cultivate any of these Vedic knowledge, this knowledge, Bhagavad Gita, you're learning, at the end of life, you will see your money you accumulated will be gone, your health will be gone with the time, your beauty, your age, your power, position, everything will be gone. You're retired. And then you realize, oh, now only thing is with me is my knowledge. And depends on what knowledge you cultivated, you will continue with it. And at the fag end of life, when the death approach, then you finish everything, like almost no, not able to breathe. And that's where this knowledge comes in. That's when you realize the futility of this world. Like, what did I do my whole life? And if you did a spiritual life, you relish, you enjoy. Oh, I didn't waste my time. I was very focused. I love myself. I take care of my health. I had a best relation. I was always peaceful. I was very nice. I was spiritual. But if you are so much attached to everything, you are hankering, oh, what will happen to my house? What will happen to my family? What will happen to my money? What will happen to my apartment? What will happen to my car? What will happen to my property? You just constantly fear. And even if you're about to die, you're still fearing what will happen next, where I'll go. I don't know. I have done so much nonsense in my life. What will happen to me? I troubled everyone. I was never even peaceful to anyone. So this is the situation. Why this is That's why this is called ocean of nonsense, because we have a struggle of doing. We have always a struggle to do good things. We have to struggle so much. If you want to do good, you have to struggle. If you want to do bad, somehow it happens automatically in this world. You know, it just you have to do some extra work, but you can easily do it. Okay. So, what do you think about this? What exercise? You can do this often whenever your mind is very troubled and you are not peaceful, or you're just thinking so much overburdened. Just close and think about this. How many people will get impacted seriously if I die today? And then your all anxiety will go away. Like, okay, so isn't it? Does it make sense what I said? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Other people don't agree or disagree or no comment?
Agree.
No, Arjun, Madhu is there, Ramchand Reddy is there.
Yeah, no, it's true. I agree.
You agree, right? Like, but many times we even miss thinking about it. Like, just
Mm.
constantly in riot race, just so much condition that just think about 9 to 5 job, or future planning. So much future planning. But we do so much future planning that we don't have time for the present at all. Even I mean, sometimes I also overthink. I'm just sharing because I'm just sharing based on what I go through, the mental dissonance. That. Madhu, what do you think?
Yeah.
At some point, I even realize that I even sometime when I'm distressed out, I am not able to eat properly. Even I'm not able to focus what I'm chewing. It's just going in, like
But
tasting the food what I'm eating. I don't know what did I eat. It's just my belly is filled.
that
Isn't
is the
it?
fact of life, you see. That is the fact of life. You have to think. At night when you sleep, you must think of this thing also.
Yeah.
This is the fact of life.
Yes. Okay. So let's go to the next sloka. 37. Who wants to read?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Yathedharamsi Yathedhansi Samido Gnir Bhasmasat Kurute Rujana Gnanagni Sarvakarmani Bhasyamasat Kurute Tatha. As the blazing fire turns firewood to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge burns the ashes, burns to ashes, all reactions to material activity. Perfect. Perfect knowledge of self or and supreme self and of their relationship is compared herein to fire. This fire not only burns up all reactions to impulse activities, but also all reactions to purest activities, turns them to ashes. There are many stages of reactions. Reactions in making, reaction fruitfully, reaction already achieved, and reaction a priori. But knowledge of the constitution position of the living entity burns everything to ashes. When one is in complete knowledge, all reactions, both priori and posteriori, are consumed. In the Vedas, Bharata Aranyaka Upanishad 4.4.22, it is stated, Ubhe Uhaivaisa iti taratye amritah sattva asuddhini. One overcomes both the pious and impious reactions of work. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We can read few slokas, then we'll go discuss. These are small purports. So who want to read next? 38.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Nahi ajnanam sadhrasam pavitram iha vidyate tat swayami yaga samsiddhaha karanam mani vindate. This world there is nothing there is nothing so sublime and pure as transcendental knowledge. Such knowledge is the mature fruit of all mysticism, and one who has become accomplished in the practice of devotional service enjoys this knowledge within himself in due course of time. Purpose. When we speak of transcendental knowledge, we do in terms of spiritual understanding, such as there is nothing so sublime and pure as transcendental knowledge. Ignorance is the cause of our bondage, and knowledge is the cause of our liberation. This knowledge is the mature fruit of devotional service, and when we is situated in transcendental knowledge, he need not search for peace elsewhere, for his joys, peace within himself. In other words, this knowledge and peace accumulate in Krishna consciousness. That is the last word in the Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, just a small point I want to share. So, anything we do in spiritual life, anything, or anything we do in life, what we are trying to do, we are trying to get knowledge, right? You can say, oh, how? How does the cooking? How about the eating, sleeping, or uh, so what happens once you have a knowledge? If you have a lot of knowledge over the period of time, what do you call it? If you have a knowledge, you accumulation over the period of time, what name you give it?
Full of knowledge.
Yes. The computation people said, no, nowadays AI, AI thing. It's just knowledge. They take the knowledge and they extract it for your purpose, right? So it's called experience. So I have this experience. Every time you say, oh, I have this experience. But what is that? What is that experience made up of? It is made up of set of knowledge you acquire. Suppose if you eat something, you got this knowledge. Oh, this is nice, tasty. Now, if you eat period of varieties of things, you got so much knowledge, then becomes an experience. Oh, I have this experience. I know this. I have tried many ways, and this is my experience, right? So everything we do over the period of time in life, be trying to accumulate the knowledge. Whether you do job, you're living a life. You're also trying to acquire the knowledge from everywhere. Whether it's a preliminary knowledge or advanced knowledge or intermediary, but everything is knowledge. Correct? Everyone agrees to that concept?
Yes. Yes.
Let's have little interaction. I'm asking people who are don't sleep. Okay, it's morning now for India, and then don't sleep early if you are in US. Okay. So let's take out our 20 minutes. Now we have 20 minutes. Uh, if you be more interactive, it would be nice for me and nice for you. So that's why I'm requesting you. So it's all called experience. And AI, the artificial intelligence, is nothing but experience, right? Is it an experience? The experience accumulated over the period of time, right? So now there are so many experiences. So how do you know what is real knowledge and what is false knowledge? The knowledge which can be tested in different time and you get the same result. Like the purpose of or the value of knowledge should not change. If you say the sugar is sweet, it should taste sweet whether you eat in Maharashtra or you eat in Thailand or you eat in America. The sugar should be sweet. That's as a fact. It's a knowledge, right? Now the flavors may change depending on how much contamination you add, what flavor you add in sugar, where you cook, what kind of texture, all that is different. But the sugar is sweet. So it's a fact. Whether you taste after 10,000 years, it will remain sweet because sugar is sweet. Otherwise, it's not a sugar, right? Isn't it? If you say, oh, I have sugar, but it's not sweet, so what is that? The salty sugar? No. So it has a property. Everything in the world has a property, and it should behave the same way. Then you can, oh, this is my perfect knowledge about the sugar. Now, similarly, this human form of life has a property. Now you can say that different people in the world have different identity, different nationality, different upbringing, experience, food, so many things. But the purpose of this body should not change, right? The purpose has to be fixed because somebody's created it. Oh, so you can say no, it's the parents created it. That we know that it's parents. Yeah, parents is like a medium, but it has a value. The human life has a value. The value may manifest in different form, but the real essence remains same, like the sugar. The sugar, you can make cake, pancake, nect juices, and so many things. So many varieties of sugar, fructose, sucrose, so many varieties of chemically, right? But the nature, the basic component is sugar, right? Likewise, human body, human life has a value. And if you seriously study different human form of life in this earth, one thing is constant. What is that one thing? If you remember reading Bhagavad Gita introduction, we had that conversation. One thing is fixed in whatever human form of life you'll go, in whatever religion you go, in whatever planet or island or country you go. What is one thing which is constant in human form of life? Oh, you can say breathing. Sorry?
Blood is red.
Blood is red. Oh, yeah. I mean, that some people can say, mine is little different. Yeah, blood is red. People breathe.
Humans are humans, all the same.
No, but if it is same, then why there is so much conflict? There's so much division, so much racism and nationality and the divisions.
That is made by another politicians and all that.
The human made it. They're also human. They're not aliens. Politician means aliens, right?
That's it.
So the one thing, if you analyze, and now you broaden it, you broaden it to any living entity. If you broaden into any living entity, okay, go to animals. Go to so many varieties of animals. Any kind of spirit or having a body. If you broaden this, you'll find one thing is constant. That is to serve, to service. If you take within human any kind of religion, the whole point is to serve. They want to serve by humanitarian, philanthropic, or we are serving each other. You are serving your family, you're serving your employer, job, government, public. Whole propaganda is service. And actually we are doing service. Nobody can say that I don't serve. As Bhagavad Gita says, if you say that I don't serve, I'm a yogi, living in a mountain cave, I have no relationship with this world, somewhere in Himalaya, then you are at least serving dictation of your mind. If your mind says drink, you drink. If you says breathe, breathe. If you says, you're serving your senses. It says, even you serve no one, you are serving your mind. Service is the main constitutional position of living entities. And in human, everything we do in life is manifested in form of serving. We are serving someone. Whatever you do, whatever you are doing is serving someone. Whether you're serving your family, employer, job, so many things we are doing. But we are never happy. Actually, by serving, we should be happy. Because serving is very powerful. It makes you selfless, but we are not happy. So there is some misalignment. That's what Bhagavad Gita teaching you. That's why this knowledge is very important, which means that the way we are taught to serve, the knowledge we receive to serve is somewhere problem. We don't know how to serve. We are serving, but we don't know how to serve, whom to serve, how long I should serve, what is the mode of service. We don't know. It's all problem. So the knowledge is not correct. But the moment you fix this knowledge, that okay, let me take a right knowledge from Bhagavad Gita. Why Bhagavad Gita? Because as I said, the sugar is sugar. Whether you take after 10,000 years or you take in any continent, it's remain. Time, place, space doesn't affect. That's knowledge. That knowledge should not change with the time and space. So Bhagavad Gita taught, you remember in this chapter, 120 million years ago, same knowledge. Even just 5,000 years ago, same knowledge. There is no book on the planet. or knowledge which is 5,000 year old right now. You don't have it, which even doesn't change so far. The same thing, same message applies same way. Mind, ego, intelligence, senses, all this knowledge is the same. You know, anybody can experience. If you say, if you ask someone, oh, do you have a senses? Oh, yes, I have senses. Do you have a mind? Oh, yes, I have a mind. Do you have intelligence? Oh, yes, I can feel sometime. It's a constant knowledge. It doesn't change. It doesn't. It's not like, oh, if you wanna ask an American, he'll say, oh, I don't have a. I have American mind. Somebody can, oh, I have an Indian mind. No, it's the same thing. If you taste sugar, you will feel same way. But if you have a disease, that's a different thing. If your body is diseased, you have a jaundice, then you may feel bitter. The sugar may feel bitter. That's a disease problem. But otherwise, the point I'm trying to say to you that message you take, that this knowledge we are receiving or experiences, which you can say condensed form is experience, has to be very factual. Otherwise, it is creates confusion, because in different situation you will go back to your knowledge and you will try to reimpose, and then say, oh, why I'm feeling different, what I am experiencing different, because the knowledge is not perfect. And that's why you have to keep on upgrading it. But the knowledge, actual fact, should not require upgrade. The sugar is sugar, correct? Because otherwise, it's not sugar. You can say, okay, then you have to find a real sugar, right? So therefore, when you're taking knowledge, you have to be very careful. In any form of knowledge, whether you're learning, suppose if you were trying to learn computational language, you have to read a right source of book, right professor, teacher, and then your whatever you write and discover will be right. Otherwise, if you have a small knowledge, it can create havoc, right? Okay, we'll go to 439. Who wants to read this one? Let's finish this chapter. We have four slokas. Now all of us, we can read. Any volunteer to read this one?
If no one is reading it.
Can I
Kamini
read?
Mataji. Yes, Kamini Mataji. And then, okay, after Kamini Mataji, we'll go to Arjun. And then Nagarani Mataji, if she can. She's not traveling, and Ramchandra. Okay? So be ready, you guys. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Okay.
Should I start?
Hare. Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Shraddha ज्ञानं तत्परः सम्यन्द्रियः ज्ञानं लब्ध्वा परां शान्तिम् अचिरेण गच्छति. A faithful man who is dedicated to the transcendental knowledge and who subdues his senses is eligible to achieve such knowledge. And having achieved it, he quickly attains the supreme spiritual peace, purport. Such knowledge in Krishna consciousness can be achieved by a faithful person who believes firmly in Krishna. One is called a faithful man who thinks that simply by acting in Krishna consciousness he can attain the highest perfection. This faith is attained by the discharge of devotional service and by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, which cleans one's heart of all material dirt. Over and above this, one should control the senses. A person who is faithful to Krishna and who control the senses can easily attain perfection in the knowledge of Krishna consciousness without delay. Should I read more?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. No, let me check if other people wants to read. Okay, who is there? Arjun, next?
Yeah, I can read. Yeah.
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Ajnaskasradhanas sa samsayatma vinasyati nayam loko stinaparo na sukham samastamana. Translation: But ignorant and faithless persons who doubt the revealed scriptures do not attain God consciousness. They fall down. For the doubting soul, there is happiness neither in this world nor in the next. Purport. Out of many standard and authoritative revealed scriptures, the Bhagavad Gita is the best. Persons who are almost like animals have no faith in or knowledge of the standard revealed scriptures, and some, even though they have knowledge of or can cite passages from the revealed scriptures, have actually no faith in these words. And even though others may have faith in scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, they may not believe in our worship, the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna. Such persons cannot have any standing in Krishna consciousness. They fall down. Out of all the above mentioned persons, those who have no faith and are always doubtful make no progress at all. Men without faith in God and His revealed word find no good in this world nor in the next. For them, there is no happiness whatsoever. One should therefore follow the principles of revealed scriptures with faith and thereby be raised to the platform of knowledge. Only this knowledge will help one become promoted to the transcendental platform of spiritual understanding. In other words, doubtful persons have no status whatsoever in spiritual emancipation. One should therefore follow in the footsteps of the great acharyas who are in the disciplic succession and thereby attain success.
Hare Krishna. It's very important thing just now Arjun read that someone who doubts, they are very disturbed actually. No? Isn't it? When we doubt things, it's very disturbing. And they cannot have happiness and peace even in this life. What about next? Forget about it. Isn't it? So, to have faith in any sphere of life is very important, especially spiritual sphere. It is very, very, very important. Because if we don't have faith, it is very hard to continue. That's why faith is very important. All of you here reading, spending time on Friday or Saturday morning is because you have some faith. Now, this faith has to grow, because if the faith is like static, at some point the faith may change. But if it has to grow to, from faith, you should reach to the level of practice. Once you practice a lot, then you should reach to the level of service. And when you start serving, means giving. Service means giving. You have to serve someone. If you want to serve, say, I do want to do service, then you need another person. Because without other person, you cannot serve. So the faith to the practice to the service. And at the service stage, that's where you become perfect, right? Like you go to school, you have a faith in subject, you have a faith in teacher, you have faith in school. You go to school, you have a faith in the books, right? So you start studying. So then once you study, then you have to do practical or practice. You do some internship, some kind of course, additional practice in a real world. So you do start practicing after learning. And once you mature, you graduate from your course, now you want to do the job. You want to do service so that you can get some benefit, derive some benefit out of your learning, right? And also to serve the world directly, indirectly, right? So the same way in spiritual life, right now, all of us are getting knowledge. This is the first stage. You have a faith, you're trying to get right knowledge. Now, after that, you have to practice that knowledge. And once you practice it, then you have to serve, because it has to have a goal, right? So that's why it's all start with faith. And Krishna is saying that even if you want to become happy in this world, you have to have faith to begin with, because if you are ignorant and faithless, you can't be happy. And without, in a previous verse we read, without peace, you cannot get value in life, like no purpose, right? Okay, let's go to next one. 41. Let's finish this chapter today. That'd be nice. So next session
Prabhuji,
we'll start.
if you share that screen, I'll read it, Prabhuji.
I said already. Can you see it now?
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji. 41.
Yes. Yeah.
Yogan nanyasta karmanam gnana sanchinna sansayam atmavantam na karmani nibhanti dhananjaya. One who acts in devotional service, renouncing the fruits of his actions, and whose doubts have been destroyed by transcendental knowledge, is situated factually in the self. Thus, he is not bound by the reactions of work, O conqueror of riches. Purport. One who follows the instruction of Bhagavad Gita as it is imparted by the Lord, the personality of the Godhead himself becomes free from all doubts by the grace of transcendental knowledge. He, as a part and parcel of the Lord in full Krishna consciousness, is already established in self-knowledge. As such, he is undoubtedly above bondage to action.
Okay, you can read this also, Mataji, and then last one, Sarvesh Prabhu can read.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, wait. Okay, this is the end?
This is the
Okay.
last one.
Sarvesh Prabhu, do you want to read last one? No, he's not there. Ramachandra, you want to read? Hare Krishna. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Same problem, I think. We always have problem with this device. Can you hear Ramchandra? Anyone else can
Okay.
hear?
Yes, I can hear you, Prabhuji.
No, Ramchandra. Can you hear Ramchandra?
No, no.
Can't hear.
Ramchandra, can you rejoin? We'll wait for you 30 seconds. You can disconnect and rejoin. Just wait for him. He's waiting. Yes. Can you hear us now? No. I can't. I don't think it's the same problem, Ramchandra. I think you have to use a different device. Okay. Let's read Mataji. You go ahead. 42.
Okay, Prabhuji. Tasmat jnana sambhutam nityam jnanasinatmanaha chitvainam samsayam yoga matistotista bharata. Translation. Therefore, the doubts which have arisen in your heart out of ignorance should be slashed by the weapon of knowledge. Armed with yoga, O Bharata, stand and fight. Purport. The yoga system instructed in the chapter is called Sanatana Yoga, or eternal activities performed by the living entity. This yoga is two divisions of sacrificial actions. One is called sacrifice of one's material possessions, and the other is called knowledge of self, which is pure spiritual activity. If sacrifice of one's material possessions is not doubtful for spiritual realization, then such sacrifice becomes material. But one who performs such sacrifice with a spiritual objective or in the devotional service makes a perfect sacrifice. When we come to spiritual activities, as it is, can very easily understand these two important. Understand that somewhere I am Prabhuji. As we easily understand these two important divisions of spiritual knowledge. For him, there is no difficulty in obtaining perfect knowledge of the self as part and parcel of the Lord. And such understanding is beneficial for such a person who can easily understand the transcendental activities of the Lord. In the beginning of this chapter, the transcendental activities of the Lord were discussed by a Supreme Lord himself. One who does not understand the instructions of Gita is faithless, and he is to be considered to be misusing the fragmental independence awarded to him by the Lord. In spite of such instructions, one who does not understand the real nature of the Lord as the eternal, blissful, all-knowing personality of Godhead is certainly number one. Fool number one. Ignorance can be removed by gradual acceptance of the principles of Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is awakened by different types of sacrifices to the demigod, sacrifice to Brahman, sacrifice to celibacy. In household life is controlling the senses, in practicing mystic yoga, in finance, in forgetting material possessions, in studying the Vedas, and in partaking of the social instructions called Varnasrama Dharma. All of these known as sacrifice, and all of them are based on regulated actions. But within all these activities, the important factor is self-realization. One who seeks that object is the real student of Bhagavad Gita, but one who doubts the authority of Krishna falls back. One is therefore advised to study Bhagavad Gita or any other scripture under a bona fide spiritual master with service and surrender. A bona fide spiritual master in the discipline succession from time eternal, and he does not deviate at all from the instructions of the Supreme Lord as they were imparted millions of years ago to the Sun, Sun Lord, from whom the instruction of Bhagavad Gita have been down to the earthly kingdom. One should therefore follow the path of Bhagavad Gita as it is expressed in Gita itself and beware of self-interested people after personal aggrandizement who deviate others from the actual path. The Lord is definitely the supreme person and his activities all transcendental. One who understands this is a liberated person from the very beginning of his study of Bhagavad Gita. Thus, the end of Bhakti Vedanta purports to the fourth chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of transcendental knowledge. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So thank you. This paragraph which we read kind of summarized this whole chapter. But there are different kind of sacrifices we read in this chapter. Whether it's sacrifice of to demigods, sacrifice to Brahman, sacrifice in celibacy and household life, controlling the senses, practicing mystic yoga, doing penance, foregoing material possessions, studying Vedas, partaking of social institution, Varnashram Dharma. All of them, any kind of sacrifice you do has to be regulated action. It has to be based on that. And the purpose of anything you do in life should be self-realization. That you should try to connect how everything connects me to my real goal, what I'm trying to do. So that's the message of Bhagavad Gita. And why we should do that? Because that you just read, that will make you peaceful right now. Param Santim Adhigacchati. So right now you'll be peaceful in this life. And even if you believe or don't believe, even if you disbelieve, or you believe there is next life. So for non-believers in next life, they can be peaceful in this life. But people who believe in next life, they can be assured that I will not degrade myself from a human form of life. At least, if nothing else, I will have a nice human body again, and I can continue my journey on the path of self-realization. Right? So how do you understand this principle? Somebody can say, so what do you think? Money is bad or good? Let's talk about money. Money is good or bad?
To some extent, it's good only, Prabhuji. If we are spending it for good purpose, then it is good.
No, I'm saying in general, money is good or bad?
Good.
It's good only.
But depends if it is in hand of terrorist.
Yeah, that's good. That's
The
what.
question,
If
the
it is
thing
for
is,
good purpose.
who is dealing with it? That's important,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
so you can say, oh, Knife is good if it is in surgeon's hand, but the knife is bad if it is in criminal's hand. So, so this world is not bad. Let's understand this. This world is has a purpose. If you follow that purpose, then it's good. Like money has a purpose to give you satisfaction and peaceful life. But the money is in different hand, wrong hand, it can be dangerous, right? Gun. Gun is good. It gives you protection against enemies. But the gun is in wrong hand, it can kill innocent people, right? So, so likewise, this human form of life is good. But if it is not rightly done, it is not rightly dealt with, then it can create dangerous situation in our life and in others' life around us. So therefore, we need to know how should we utilize this human form of life. Like we should learn how to rightly utilize knife or money or, for example, anything in this world. If we don't know how to use it, it could be dangerous, right? So that's why whatever we do in life, we should try to see how I'm going to progress myself from where I'm today to a right direction. What is the right direction given in Bhagavad Gita? To spiritual consciousness. Anything you do, you think, how does it adds up to my spiritual life? Then nothing is material, everything is spiritual because constantly you're thinking how I can go grow spiritually. Now the problem is that in this world, if you based on our experience, we know that many times we have this doubt. If I try to become spiritual, isn't I going to be a narrow-minded person? So many do's, don'ts, so many things. This, not this, not this. You know, is it I'm becoming a narrow-minded? Especially when you compare with people who live free life. Free concept of free life. No, actually, you become regulated. Likewise, if you have a lot of money and you don't know how to use it, you can create dangerous situation for others. But if you know how to use your money regulated way, then you can be peaceful yourself. You can make peaceful others. Same way, if you know how to use this human form of life, then it's not narrow-mindedness. It is when to how to exercise your senses. How much I should eat, what I should eat, how much I should sleep, how much I should have engagements so that my mind is peaceful. I don't go crazy in the night and I have to take a sleeping pill, or I have to take a drink or wine or drugs to sleep, to forget all the nonsense I created in a whole day, right? Or in whole life, right? So therefore, it is not narrow-mindedness. It is to learn the regulation and then apply it in a life and go in right direction. Otherwise, there is so much disturbance. There is so much distraction, right? So next week we will start chapter 5. Chapter 5 is called Karma Yoga. Very important for us. Karma
Yes.
Yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. So the Karma Yoga, now it's very practically coming up, 5th chapter.
Yes,
So,
Prabhupada.
so anybody had any
What?
questions, comments? Yes,
No, Prabhupada.
you were saying something.
Yes, yes. Whatever we are facing, that we are going to learn,
Yes,
understand. That's
Karma
it.
Yoga. Yes,
Yes.
thank you. Karma Yoga. Okay. Anything anyone want to share? Any learnings from today, Hare Krishna? For this chapter you have been reading long time. What did you learn?
Yeah, today it's like how to live, how to spend, I mean, how to lead a spiritual life.
Yes. What about others? Hare
In
Krishna.
this chapter, mostly they're teaching that Bhagavad Gita is important as in everyone's life. Is it?
Yes. Yes, yes. And the main purpose of this chapter was, first we learn how old Bhagavad Gita is. Second, we learn what are different type of sacrifices, what are different authorities to give sacrifice, what is purpose behind it, and then we learned what is the value of doing sacrifice, and then we learned what is ultimate sacrifice, and then what is how do you get this knowledge of doing sacrifice, like how do you, whom you go to a spiritual master, you do service, you receive the knowledge, and then ultimately you engage in the process of self realization. So the whole focus was sacrifice. Now it will start with yoga. So we read different type of yoga in this chapter. Also, we touched on mystic yoga, yogis, gyanis, and so many things we discussed. So, but now from here on, we will focus on each yoga type, each chapter. So the karma yoga, then dhyana yoga, and then it will come. Some people say sannyasa yoga, chapter 7. Okay, 5, 6, 7. So, okay, all right. So should we end here now?